Alright, guys, welcome back to my channel. My channel is called, what is my channel called? I think it's Taste Fitness, I'm pretty sure. I have a lot of channels, but this is the one I want to be posting on. I'm just going to try to make some content. Most of my content is going to be filled, it's going to be centered around semen retention, but I'm going to have workouts on here. I'm going to have, walks. I'm just going to take y'all through my life, and just, y'all going to watch me grow, and y'all can get better as y'all see me progress. So, what I want to talk about. There's so many things to talk about with semen retention that sometimes when I make videos, I don't know what to talk about because there's just so much you can say. I guess I'll touch on a little bit of everything. Main thing that people like is the benefits. The glow, deeper voice, the bright eyes. Just the hair. Your hair grows longer, the more testosterone, stuff like that. And those are beneficial. They are very, they're benefits, so they're going to be obviously beneficial. They do a lot of great things for you, but I would say not to focus so much on the benefits, because if you get attached to it, then you're going to take your focus off of what semen retention truly is about. It's about cultivating your energy and not giving it away to disgraceful things like lust and sex and not sex is not disgraceful, but just like fornication, I'll say it like that. But the benefits are great, and I don't really know the timeline because for everyone it's different. But I'll say around like the first week to 2 weeks, you'll probably see in the first week, this is already known and scientifically proven that your testosterone will increase by 300%. So that's gonna happen within the first week. The second week, you'll probably get slight female attraction, not nothing crazy, but a little something. Probably like some stares, girl not laugh at you, but laugh while looking at you, mess with their hair, just something slight, just to see if you'll bite at it. And then by the month, your hair is growing tremendously. You're sitting with your energy now. At that time, you're fully blowing in your aura, so you're going to be getting a lot of attention. And I feel like every test of women, every test of female attraction is just a test, because it's just to see if you really that person. Universe is like, okay, he's practicing semen retention. Let's throw a little females in there. Let's see if he breaks. And the more you don't get into it, the better the woman gets, the more beautiful they look. And it's like, man, why, what's going on? Like they didn't do this when I wasn't practicing semen retention. It's because they only come when they can sense that you have something that they can take, which is energy. So when you're in a depleted state, they can I don't want to mess with him. He don't got nothing for me. But the moment you start getting money up, start looking good, physique, all the whole nine, that's when they come. And some of them might just be genuinely interested in you because of how you carry yourself, but most of them are tests, and most of them are I don't want to say they're demons or anything. They're not demons. They're just being used by the devil unknowingly because they are lustful. So that's the benefits. Now, women attraction, I kind of already touched on that, so I'm gonna skip over that. What else? Well, this side of semen retention is called sexual transmutation. This is very, very important for semen retention in general, because if you don't do this, this is literally the foundation of how long you're gonna go on your streak for. Because if you can't properly transmute your energy, it's gonna build up too much, and you're just gonna release. So the best way to do it, and sexual transmutation is just a fancy way of saying sitting with the energy and transmuting it into something else. That's all it is. It's just changing the energy it is changing the thought process about your sexual energy into something else. So when you're horny, you're like, man, I want a girl. But when you change it, you'll sit with it like, okay, my feelings say that I want a girl, and I feel like I want a girl. How about I think about doing some push-ups? How about I think about, man, I really want a Lamborghini, or man, I really want this house, or man, I really want this business to work. That's what sexual transmutation is. It's just sitting with the energy, not repressing it, not saying, no, I don't want a girl. No, I'm straight. Girls are stupid. None of that. You don't want to do that. You're just sitting with the energy, letting it build up, and directing it somewhere else. That is sexual transmutation at the easiest, most simplest explanation. If anybody else tell you some bogus junk, some detailed stuff, they might go in detail, but that is the simplest way I can put it. And that is true. And the best way to do this is through meditation. Just sit back, relax, put on some headphones, play some music, like some relaxing music, or like water or rain or something, or thunder, and just meditate. And meditating is in simpler terms, just closing off from external environment, closing your eyes, going in the inner world, and focusing all your attention on your spirit. and just dwelling there for the time that you're meditating. That is meditation. So that's sexual transmutation. What else? That's pretty much it. The other thing I can say about women attraction is that if you have a girlfriend on this, you can. There are techniques like in other religions called tantra, where you can have sex and not release, but it's very difficult. So I don't even do that. I don't have a girlfriend. I mean, I've talked to women, but I don't get with them. And even if I did, I don't think I have the the restraint to not release. So I don't even put myself in that predicament. But yeah, there are ways that you can do it. So I'm not gonna say that you can't have a girlfriend. I would just say I advise you not to have one, so it can be a little bit easier. Now I'll say like this: if you're a beginner, definitely don't get a girlfriend because you're just gonna fail. Now if you're like intermediate, like 6 months to like a full-on pro where you have done years, I'll say yeah, go for it. But just learn how to control your pelvic floor. That's where you're like that feeling where it's kind of gonna get a little weird, but like when you're using the restroom, you have to do number two, you feel that push, like you squint, you tighten your butt cheeks. It's weird, but you tighten your, you know what I mean, and you like, or like when you're peeing and like you're on the last bit of like peeing, and then you squeeze a little bit to push it out. That is your pelvic floor muscle. So that is the muscle that you would use when you have sex. You press that and you hold it. So when you get the feeling of releasing, that muscle blocks it from coming out. So that's what you have to use to, I think it's called Kegel, or that's like another word, like another process for, withstanding, having sex, but withstanding from, or abstaining from releasing. So yeah, if you learn these techniques, man, you can, you can have sex. And also another thing I'll mention is wet dreams. Although I never had a wet dream, I do have dreams about sex. I just never nut. So I don't know what that's about. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, but my dreams, I have dreams about sex, but I think it's the Lord just protecting me, honestly, because every time I get to the point where I'm about to have sex with whatever person it is, I wake up. So I just never got to the point where I actually do it in a dream unless I'm lucid. But other than that, yeah.